What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you so much for stopping by Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you know whenever we have our TeaTalks. And make sure that you go over to our warrior community and see what we got going on. We got a lot going on for May already. So just make sure that you poke your head and say hey to everybody. And let us know, what's going on. So today I want to talk about something. It all comes together. You feel me? Like it all comes together when you know what you're talking about and you're confident. You got to know what you're talking about first, and then you're confident. You feel me? That's how it works. Don't be confident about what you're talking about and not know what you're talking about. Then turn around and be like, well, what I'm talking about, I'm confident about. But yet you're not confident in the sources that back it up. In the words of one of my favorite YouTubers, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? I like to say this. Just make it make sense. It just irritates me. Just like, make it make sense. That also means that you have to listen. Listening is the hardest part for so many people because majority of us, it doesn't matter, black, white, leopard, zebra, stripe, Puerto Rican, it really don't matter. The bottom line is, to make it make sense, we have to be able to listen to what someone tells us. There's a difference between listening and hearing. When we allow ourselves to listen, that means we have time to allow our mouth to relax and allow someone to be able to have the podium, the platform, the time to speak, etc. Someone that always has something to say on top of when someone has questions is someone who is trying to remember what it is that they're trying to tell you before they forget. Also known as an inaccuracy, also known as a lie, also known as a fib, also known as the extended truth, also known as a white lie. However you want to put it. It's just too much because it ain't the damn truth. Okay? So, when it comes to making sense and making it make sense, dude, it doesn't take a lot of words. It doesn't take a lot of explanation. It just takes the truth. It takes the truth. It takes the honesty. It takes reflection. And it takes someone who's willing to take responsibility. No matter how bad it is, like, we're all human. We all are human, but at the end of the day, what makes us different from child and adult is us making sense of what happened, why we did it, where it came from, and how we're able to grow from it. There is no point. I have my own point of view of things. So in the warrior community, when you hop on there, you're able to hear it, know it, and hear me converse with other people in regards to where my in-depth opinion comes from. Majority of people, they don't more so agree with me. Ooh, if y'all hear the doorbell, it's my food. They don't more so agree with me because I'm right. But they agree with me because of my perspective. And so my perspective is, though people are not perfect, not everyone is genuine, not everyone is organic. And that's what separates them from the artificial and the real. Just like making make sense. Like, make it make sense. There is no point in you saying, well, fine, if you leave me, you'll never find someone like me. Ain't that the point? Isn't that the point for me to sit here And no, hell no. Look, check this out. When you leave, hell no, you're not going to go and try to find the same. That doesn't make sense. If that's the case, you'll sit there, right? So when you leave, you go to find better. You go to find someone that's going to treat you right, respect you more, love you better, protect, whatever it is that you feel is meaningful to you. You're not going to, go and make friends over here. On the other hand, on the contrary, where they're just as negative as the folks in the group of people that you left. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to the same thing. So in order for you to do something different, you got to go outside of what you know. And if you know that negativity just exhausts you and you want to try something that's on the outside of that, make it make sense. There's no point of you going to go make friends with friends that gossip. There's no point of you going to go make friends with people that just did the same funky ass shit that they did before you went and found new people. Not so much if you replace them, but it's just like, yo, I'm at this point in this age and this time where the negativity is just going to get you some ratty ass shelter and some half-ass job where you're just able to see each other. Whereas I can be around motivated people that make sense of their habits, where they help them generate avenues of revenue. No, they don't have time to argue with you. No, they don't have time to shoot the shit with you. No, they don't have time to receive BS from you, because they understand that everyone has 24 hours in a day. They have leap year, they have a standard year, and what they're not going to do when they already know where they set their boundaries, where they set their minimums, where they set their lines in the grass, in the sand, wherever you decide to call your grassland your home, being near your face, in the perimeter of where your kids lay their head at, what you're not going to take, what you're not going to stand for, and so you're not going to waste your time. Again, if someone's being dramatic, but yet they have the same results of every month, they're complaining about something being behind, they complaining about something not being right, they complaining about how things ain't going their way. Again, what's not clicking? Make it make sense. You listening to them always grieve about what they going through. You got your own life. You got your own things that you got to go through. You're not going to want to hear their crap on top of dealing with your life. That's just them unloading on you. Make it make sense. If they're not going to be willing to listen and hear you, there's no point in you trying to receive anything that they say, because what they say is really just whatever they thinking off the top. That is people who need to have conversations with themselves. I have that part-time. You know what I'm saying? That employs itself in my head part-time, where I just got to have that conversation with myself. This is probably where half my damn videos come from, is me talking to myself, but I'm just putting it on camera. I guess I'm just upgrading myself, but okay. But at least what I'm telling you makes sense. You feel me? I'm not shooting shit with you just because I got time. That too. But it really just makes sense of what I'm telling you, though. Make it make sense. If you're going to see here, this sounds weird, but you know what? I'm pretty sure someone out there can do the same. They can relate. Like, look, if I'm going to watch these shoot 'em up movies, I'm going to learn something from them. I ain't going to watch them all just because I like to turn my lights out to save on my VEPCO bill. We ain't got time for all of that. I'm trying to learn some shit. In between outside the door and in between what y'all putting in these movies, I'm telling you what I know. There got to be some type of realistic characteristics for you to be able to make this seem like all these elements come together for me to make it feel like a shoot 'em up on film in my living room with surround sound. So again, like I said, make it make sense. If you're going to put things, into perspective, learn from it. You know what I'm saying? You can read a book about self-help, okay. Read it from a perspective where it makes sense. How can you implement it? If you can't, that's cool. Don't push yourself beyond your measure. But that don't mean that you can't test yourself. There's always a quiz before a test too. There's always a pre-test before a course, before a quiz, before a test and an exam. Just make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that you want to do so. Oh, don't say that you don't want to do some. Okay. Don't say that you want to do something, but not be willing to go out there, at least on the stem, to see if you have the potential to do it. Make it make sense, yo. It's nothing worse than you growing your hair out to keep shaving the shit off. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Ain't no point in you cutting your grass outside if you know it's going to grow long enough for the city to come and slap a violation on your front door. What's the point of cutting it? Make it make sense. You don't want to shove out more money than what you have, let alone shove out money that you can keep. Make it make sense. There's no point in you going back to the same thing that broke you if you already know what their pace and their rhythm is. Make it make sense. Why are you studying to be a mechanic when you want to be a nurse? Make it make sense. Please. Make it make sense. Again, it goes back to you having one life to live, and only you can explain it. So please, again, make it make sense.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on a brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slopping 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake and going in.